The radicalization is days and weeks, maybe months.
It's never been easier to radicalize someone. A former white supremacist says isolation and a constant stream of content is making it easier to draw people down the rabbit hole, whether they're spiraling towards hate groups or COVID-19 conspiracies. Tony McAleer began diving into the white supremacist movement in the 90s.
You had to mail away for a book or a videotape, and you had to wait weeks for it to come, and then it took months and years to radicalize. But now with the speed of the internet, you can binge watch an ideology in a weekend, just like you can a Netflix show. And
YouTube just announced it's overhauling its recommendations function to help stop the spread of misinformation.
It really depends on the people themselves and how susceptible they are to such kind of false information.
The head of the Disinformation Project, which looks at fake news in media and social networks, says there isn't a straight line towards radicalization. But with COVID-19 conspiracies, for example, they could be rooted in fears.
People who believe in these conspiracy theories have sometimes imagined or real concerns about different issues. For instance, government control or government surveillance. And they often act on these concerns and fears.
And there can be extreme reactions to mainstream doubts, fears, and pandemic isolation. These weapons seized near the Coutts border crossing in Alberta. RCMP say those charged were prepared to use force if the anti-mandate blockade was disrupted.
What's frightening is, they've latched themselves onto a frustration that ordinary people are feeling.
It can also be harder to pull people back to reality.
Try to talk to them, not cancel them, so that they will be exposed to, as I said, different types of information.
For McAleer, his mother helped him de-radicalize, making him quit hate groups.
I needed her help to raise the two kids, and she used that leverage to the conditional relationship to pull me out of it.
He says listening and learning about underlying issues is how you start change. And paying closer attention doesn't mean you've compromised your own beliefs. In Vancouver, Crystal Laderas, City News.